I got a lot to do for this, for just in terms of content this week. A lot of editing and a lot of texturing, a lot of new cool stuff as well. It's coming up, so yeah, stick around for that. Other than that, we got some pretty nice looking work going on here. Pretty happy with it so far. Uh, I might spend today just getting this texture done on her face. I actually really like her glasses being yellow. Looks cool. For those who haven't been here before, thank you for joining. And if you have been here before, thank you again for joining. We've got some really cool stuff in the works. As you can see here, of course, got this character here, which is coming up pretty nicely, in my opinion. I think it's going to look really cool once it's all done. Let me just turn on a few things. Okay, yeah, so I put on the solidify. Where is it? Solidify, there we are. Okay, cool. So yeah, really cool stuff on the way. And if you wish to stick around and see more, please let me know. I don't need to decimate that anymore. Sweet. All right. Just seeing how it all comes together. Thank you for watching if you are here for the first time, of course. And as you can see, I've got the grease pencil stuff working there as well. It's all based on the camera, so you get this nice little line art coming in, and it kind of blends really well with the texture. So I decided to go with the texture instead of the geometry for the fishnets, and I think it looks a lot better, and it has a good sort of drawn thing. Oh, thank you again. Thanks for joining. And Sketchy Squirrel, hello again. Also, what else is there? What else is new? Not much. Just spent the weekend taking it easy, away from the computer for once. So yeah, what I'm going to do is go to Substance Painter, and I'm going to go ahead and try and texture this up so it feels a little bit more, these different parts of the body rather, so they feel a little bit more nice, if that makes sense. If you're on Twitch as well, I'm on Twitch. Thank you for joining if you are on Twitch. And I'll try and keep it track with track of all the comments as they come in. So if you have any questions or anything like that, please let me know and make your voice heard, because I'd love to answer them. All right, cool. So gonna jump into Substance Painter. So as you can see, I've got this tattoo going on there as well. I thought I'd try it out. I think it looks okay. It's not ideal for the style, but it does the job. At least for the a test tattoo. Cool. So yeah, this is how it's textured inside a substance. So I can actually give this a bit more texture maybe, or play with textures, or do something along those lines. Because I don't want this to be a bland sort of thing. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm just going to do the mask itself. So going over to the mask, got the filters. Actually, the filters might be fun to do as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that first. So what we need is some metal. So what I'm gonna do is add a new material, and I'm gonna give it a metal value. Planning on manually animating characters for this film as well? Yes and no. So there will be some degree of manual animation, but there'll also be some AI mocap, I guess, just to make life a little easier as well. All right, so I got this metal here. So what I might do is also add, because I can also try using a smart material for this, to get the sort of broken up bits and pieces here. But I can always try it. I want to try it with just, yeah, because I don't want to just use the default steel paint sort of thing. So what I'm going to do is jump back into my colors here and find some sort of just plastic or rubberized material. Paint and roll, that could be cool. So you just got to look around and find what you think is good. Now I have plenty of materials, but I always forget to download them. So Let's go with flecked fabric. No, not like that. Let's see. I might just go with plastic, like basic plastic. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with plastic. I'm gonna make another material then and give it a color of, I don't know, like a darkish purpley or something like that. Something like that would look all right. And then I'm gonna give it a little bit of height. Oops. Give it a bit more shininess and a little bit more height than the default of the material. And then I'm gonna grab a mask and then add a smart material. So a smart mask. So basically I want to have the paint chipping off at the edges. So we need something like this, but inverted. So something like this could work, something like this could work. This one would be good. Or stains, this one's good. This one will be good. And you see what I mean by that. You get this sort of effect going on. So we can invert that and get this effect, which is pretty cool. And then just play with the balance. So I don't want to be too crazy. This has to be stylized after all. Trying to build up some animation experience. Could you throw a few rigs on Patreon so we can animate some background characters? Yeah, I can try and put some together. I plan on doing that, especially with 4.0 coming around the corner. I'd like to do a bit more of that. So yeah, definitely up the I'll be definitely adding that sort of stuff in the future. All right, so adding a little bit of ambient occlusion, and now we got that sort of going on there, which is really cool. And then I want to add a little bit more scuff marks on top of that. So like maybe some flex paint or something like that. Hi, how you doing? All right. So on top of that, we can add some dust. So I'm going to add another layer. And again, give it a bit more height. Change the color. Give it some desaturated, I don't know, just dusty color. And then add another mask. And I'm going to add some just basic dust. Let's see what we got. Fabric thread, gun edges, moisture, moss. We want to do something that has a bit more dirt. So dirt dry, yeah, something like this would be good. That looks a little bit crappy in terms of like just color and everything like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and just bring down the height a little bit, but change the color as well. So it looks more, wouldn't mind it looking like paint of sorts, maybe. So something like that would be pretty cool. I'm going to play with the filter a little bit, so it's not as extreme. Just see how that looks. And then I might add some dirt in general. So I'm just going to add another layer on top. I might do it with just an actual material here. So I'm going to add, if I have one installed, I don't think I do. I'm going to go ahead and add it to my thing. I'm just going to open up my cloud and add some. So I'm going to just open up this. And if you go to inside of Adobe Cloud now, you can actually finally be able to download your materials straight up. So that's nice. So let's have a look. Categories. Stock at marketplace. So that's what I want. I want materials. So I'm going to look up some dirt. And it should come up. Not as stock though. Like down here. There we go. That's what I want. Dirt. And I should just be able to do. That's an asset that I downloaded. I don't have the experience in doing tattoo designs, so I thought I'd just download one. So I'm just gonna find some dirt here. Now, it's also tough when you are doing this sort of style of texturing because you could lean too far into realism. So Gotta make sure that it's okay. Now you can see how many assets I have, how many downloads I have left because I've been paying for it for so long. 1,000 or so materials, so I can download. So I'm not like I'm being, I can be stingy here. I don't have to be stingy. So I'm just gonna go ahead and download all of them. Actually, I might just push this button. Send to Painter. That's what I want. Hopefully it'll download. Some of them are pretty big, so it's a bit of a pain as well. So hopefully that works out. In the meantime, I can get some just general sort of wear and tear into this thing as well, with a little bit of play with textures. So some general creases or something like that. I can do something along those lines. Yeah, grunge, just general grunge as well in the bump map. Could do something like that too, and just bring it right down to make it really weak. Yeah, something like this would be pretty cool. So what I'm going to do is grab the material here, and under the bump or the displacement height, let's just see what happens if I just drag it in there. Actually, I can try adding a new filter, add a new generator. I can do something along those lines as well, but I'll just add it straight to the material here under height. And that looks really, really strong. It's like way too strong. So what we need to do is just play with those. Hopefully I can just like bring down the material intensity as well. So it's just too much contrast. Can also invert it as well, I think. Yeah, not feeling it. Not feeling it. Too much detail. That's all right. Let's just double check the color that I got on the thing. Let's just go with a lighter purple. So a bit more desaturated. Yeah, that looks a lot better. All right, cool. So what I want to do now is get this pattern here to look like filter holes. So what I want to do is look for a pattern that would work for me. So we can do it either with straight up material. So I can actually just go ahead and grab a new material like this and set a mask, turn on symmetry, and just select these areas like so, and then give that a darker color. And I'm going to set the normal to be, or the height to be replace, so you don't see it, anything like the grit coming through. And then I'm going to go ahead and give that a metallic feeling. Just put that right up. Roughness can go down a little bit. And I can also, yeah, I can probably just, the color's looking a little bit too dark there. Where's the color? There it is. Let's just give it another color. Something like that would be all right. Give that a bit more roughness. Yeah, that looks cool. And then I'm going to go ahead and add a pattern if I can. So a pattern would be something along these lines where you can just get an alpha channel and then just repeat it over and over again. So I'm just going to try and find something like that. Then that would work for this particular design. Something that would be pretty cool, actually. Something like this would be kind of cool as a filter design. But it's not going to be hexagonal. It won't like look like a hexagon. So just standard circles would be pretty cool. Otherwise, I can just make my own. There's also the opportunity to download one from here. So I can actually look up surfaces, decals, models, that sort of stuff. So you can actually download other parts as well. So I'm going to go look for surfaces and go to metal. I can find some sort of corrugated material, which is pretty cool. I can even download some of these just for the hell of it, for the mask itself, which would be pretty cool. It's a nice thing about having Substance is that you can just download these assets and then just test them out and see how they go. And there's tons. There's absolutely tons, obviously. Something like that would be cool in the vent. So I might just download that. Yeah, that one's sent. That's great. Let's look for another one. That would look cool too. It's probably a bit too much in the terms of like stuff, in terms of like just detail. So I need to be mindful of the detail levels that I'm going to go with for this particular character stuff. Um, let's see. Let's see. Honestly, sometimes I just need to have something that looks like a vent. Let's just edit that one there. Did I send it to the wrong one? Yeah, I sent it to the right one. Yeah, cool. And then what else is there? There's just so many to work with. It's pretty crazy, right? We'll just type in a search. So type in vent. Yeah, something like this would be cool. If it wasn't just a decal though, it needs to be like a texture. Well, that would be pretty cool. Might download that. May as well. There's also like just when you type in like aluminium or metal or whatever, and you can find like a spec like a hole like a something with a hole. These ones here, perfect, perforated. That's the word. Look, the word I was looking for, perforated. So I can just download one of these. I'll download one of these, and something like that would be fine. Or even this one would look cool. Actually, that would look pretty cool as a vent thing too. All right, I think that will do for now. So what we can do is just jump back into Substance, and they'll be downloaded in here somewhere. There they are. And I can kind of just I can just sort of like just paste them in there. Like just replace this. And you can see here, let's just click on it actually. You can see here now I've got that sort of vent going on. And now I can just scale that texture to get this going on. And then sort of play with the height level. So under the height level, height range, just bring that right down. Now we have something like that going on. That looks pretty cool. And I can change the color, of course. Increase the dirt, that would be cool. Make it look a bit more old. Scratches, increase that. Scratches intensity. And now that's looking a little bit better. Looks pretty cool. And I think that dirt has finally downloaded. So I can just grab that dirt, make the new material. And I'm just going to give it a lighter color. And then I'll use a smart mask to mask that out. To see how that looks. And that looks pretty cool. That looks a lot better now. Not sure why this part here isn't collecting any real information there. I think it's just based on the occlusion. Yeah, I think it is. So I can just play with the mask editor and just give it a little bit more play. Like that looks a lot better. That looks much better there for sure. Sweet. Yeah, that looks cool. I like that. So just going like that looks really nice. And that's enough for now. And then one last thing I would do is just give this a little bit of the edges, a little bit of like a lighter color, just a little bit of wear and tear. So I'm going to add another material. And this, in this case, just a straight up edges strong mask. That's a bit too strong. Yeah, it's pretty cool, huh? Edges dusty. That's what I want. Something along those lines. And just sort of play with the mask editor. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Something along that lines. Now that's looking a lot better. Increase the contrast. That's what I want. That looks a lot better. Awesome. Looking cool. And then maybe if I wanted to, I can add a little bit of yeah, just add a little bit of broken, like just give that a little bit more texture. It looks too smooth there. So I can just probably play with just something that would work potentially. So Cork Natural could work. This one could work well on the bottom, just at the bottom of the whole thing. Just give that right down. Just bring that right down, and also change the projection so it's a bit more. Yeah, something like that looks cool, and just scale that accordingly. So just give that feeling, that right sort of feeling there, and then just bring down the height variation, and now that feels a lot nicer. There we go. Looking pretty cool. That's just what I want. Yeah, perfect. All right, so save that. And now what I'm going to do is add the details on the mask. So I'm going to go to the mask now. So that one would be this one. So this one I want to give that purple color. So I'm going to start again with I might start with a material for this one actually. It might help it look a little bit less rubbery as well. Oh, that could look pretty cool. Let's have a look. Yeah, that looks great actually. That color looks pretty much, not the color, but the texture looks like good for what I want. So I'm just going to replace that with a triplanar projection. Scale it. Although that does look a little bit too rough. So I can also just try with different materials there as well. Do you have a video covering rigging process of a character with multiple body shapes? Um, Not really. In terms of like, it's the same method basically. There's no real difference. The only difference is that if you wanted to add like muscle ripples and stuff, like flexing, you'd have to add extra bones. But the principle is basically exactly the same. There's no difference. All right, let's try something a little bit different in terms of like just material. That could look pretty cool. Okay, I gotta check this out. I just gotta check this out. Hopefully it doesn't shoot itself. Okay, let's just scale that and turn off the height. Go with normal instead. That would look cool. I'm actually kind of excited to try that out with a different color. So yeah, that looks pretty sweet. Yeah, that looks pretty sweet. I kind of like that. I'm gonna change that back to UV though. And yeah, that's pretty cool. I actually really like that. What I'm gonna do though is just rotate that so it's a little bit straighter. And then I might try and lower that color in here to a darker color just to get that sort of variation in there. That looks pretty cool. I kind of like that. Yeah, that looks pretty sweet. All right. We'll see how it looks when I export it out, by the way. Yeah, that's the sort of thing you just basically do. Is that if you need to have extra mass, like control of certain masses, then you just do that. You'd add extra bones where needed. All right. All right, let's have a look here. I want to get some dust in the crevices again. So I'm just going to go with dust dry on that. That looks a little bit too weird. I think that one's not quite right. That looks a bit better, definitely. So I'm just going to play with the filter now just to see what would work. And change the color. Something like that. Looks pretty cool. A bit more redder. Some of those lines looks pretty cool. All right. I like the fact that like the dust is gathering around the neck as well. Good evening. Welcome to the stream. Appreciate it. And then one last thing I'm going to do is add some curvature around certain areas as well. So I'm going to do the same thing, but the opposite. So I'm going to add that, add a mask, and then add a generator, and then add curvature. So this will allow me to sort of play with the balance and get some sort of something like that going on there. And it's not perfect because the curvature is quite, loose. Kind of looks like a rabbit now. That's kind of crazy. I don't want to go that far in the weirdness thing, although that does look kind of cool. I think I fucked it there. Then I might add a second filter on top of that. So I might add a fill, and then on top of that, I'll add a custom texture just to see how it looks. And I can go underneath. Come on, increase. Not really. I haven't really given any real details so far, but it's basically going to be just a giant action set piece. That's the idea, at least. Go to add. Let's change that to overlay or add. Where's add? There we go. That's what I want. Or divide. Divide would actually be good. Subtract. Where's the subtract button or divide? Nah, it's not going to work. Let's see. Let's invert this. Nah, that's not going to work very well. I'm just trying with different sort of play. Oh, thank you. That's I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm just trying to play with different sort of methods of mixing out these sort of effects. If this doesn't work, might just try another smart mask. So I'm just going to grab a smart mask from over here and choose something that has a curvature sort of, yeah, that one there. And that looks a little bit nicer. I don't want to get too far off the detail because then it starts to look like a video game character. Yeah, I want to have sort of that feeling of just wear and tear. There we go. That's what I want. but just give this a lot of, like a slightly lighter color of that purple. There we go. That's what I want. And then finally, on top of this, I'm not sure if it's going to look any good. I don't know if it's going to look any good, but I wanted to draw a little bit of a cartoon face on the front. And I could put this on top of the I could put this on this area here. So basically, what I can do is draw the face. I just want to see if it looks stupid. That's the first thing I'm gonna do. Yeah, I kind of like I kind of like it already. I do like it. I think I'm gonna go with it. Something like that. So I wanted to be like sort of customized suits, if that makes sense. And then on top of that, I'll add another layer of just black, just color only. It's going to be a black color. Yeah, I was going to do something like sharp, like yeah, basically like this. Yeah, so along those lines. Do you have any tips from people moving from Blender to Maya? From Blender to Maya. Interesting. I just got I just got planning on doing a challenge of sort, and Maya was the only software. I just say like it's the same principles. It's just the understanding the UI can be finicky. Just understand that it's a much more technical software than Blender, in my opinion. Like it requires better precision, in my opinion. But yeah, I'd say as a software, it does a job. All right, cool. So let's add another mask. So I'm gonna add one last thing to this to make it look cool. And this is gonna be another color layer as well. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of a shadow line there, just because it's a cool little style to do. Let's change the color to just a like a lightish color. And black mask. And then now the nice thing about the way I do the layers here is that they're non-destructive. So if I want to change the color, I can just change the color. And this is why you would go with something like this over, say, using Blender's texturing tools, which are just very basic, you know what I mean? So there we go. I would be tempted to sort of widen that out, but I think it'll be fine for what this is. I might add some nose. So add a little bit of nose holes there. Just cause. It looks pretty cool. And once we add that to like the whole thing, I think it'll look pretty cool. And I'll show you how I put together inside of Blender as well. All right, let's just get the bra out the way, or the bikini. Now I use the purple there. And I don't mind the color as it is. Just wouldn't hurt to have a little bit of texture in there. So what we're gonna do is just grab um, a basic material. Let's go with let's just try to put that on there. See what happens. Nah, that's too crap. I do have some nice materials here for that somewhere, but if they're not here, I can just download them and put them in. Don't want to be too ripply. That's the reason. That's the one thing. So what I'm gonna do is just pop over to this part here and look at the fabrics. And you can look up synthetic ones as well, because we just need something that's synthetic. So it would be like lycra or spandex. Like this sort of stuff. Just download that. This one would be pretty cool. Oh, this one there. Let's just do that one. Painter. Let's have it downloads pretty quickly. We're gonna put it together in a second inside a blender, and then once I've done that, I'm gonna try and sort of finalize the hair, because the hair is curve based. I need to convert it to a mesh base to make it work with the rig. Um, and then hopefully I can get it ready for like some basic animation in later in the day. All right, we've got one more downloading. All right, let's try that one. All right, see how I got that material. Just have to bring it down now. And actually, that looks a lot nicer than just having a flat color, I think. I think that will come up nicely in the toon shader as well. So just going to change the color of that. And just have a double check to see what the color is there. Yeah, cool. Give it more of a reddish purple. Yep. And last but not least, I might add some just detailing there in the weave. Maybe. We'll see how it looks. Let's just do that first. Last thing I'll do is add a little bit of same thing, but with a different color. And just with the slightly brighter color just to get some stretch marks in there if I can. We'll see what happens. All right, let's have a look. So I'm just going to grab edges, scratched. Let's see what happens there. Nah, it's too much. When you go back to Blender, can you quickly show us how the toon shader works? Yeah, I've gone back to my own toon shader for this because I've custom like there's some things I like to control that wasn't in the paranormal. Even though it only works in Eevee, I think I can make it work. I have more control, so it just feels a little bit nicer. But yeah, I'll show you how it works, like in a general term at least. Let's just get some. Just need some curvature. Yeah, that should do the job. Let's just do that. Edges strong. Yeah, that looks cool. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is just alter this a little bit. Let's play with the curvature just a little bit, and that looks a bit better. And I'll just bring down that material opacity just a little bit like that. That should do the job. I'm making a character for a short film, part of a short film. So it's meant to be like over the top, crazy, weird fight scenes, that sort of stuff. So this is one of those characters. So she looks like this in the render. I'm just adding a little bit more texture to her design here to give it a little bit more personality. So last thing I'm going to add is just some detailing there. So I might just pop over to here and try and find that cool patterning that I had before for the hair. So what I might look for is a weave in Substance Designer. So over here, let's look for a weave. So I just want to have something that looks like kind of like a rope, I guess you can say. Like that would look pretty cool. But that's just the wrong kind of material. Um, weave, 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 weave. A lot of wood. Let's type in fabric as well as a keyword. Will we make another one like that? Yeah, yeah. I plan on making as many as I can, really. There'll be another character that I'll be working on as well after this one for the film. So there's another four to go, another four kind of characters that I need to start to design and get ready. So yeah. Let's see. If there's nothing that works here, I'm not gonna bother with anything too crazy. And I'll have a look later on, otherwise. So let's see, let's see, let's see. That could work. Minus the disgusting colors. There'll be the rest will be male, I think. There'll be two other gunmen that I have to design. No, three. And then there'll be one character that you've probably seen before. And then there'll be other sort of masked peons, like I was gonna say, like they just all have the same design, so I count them as one. So there's that. That's the plan at least. Okay. So yeah, there's a lot of work to be had, and I plan on making. Hopefully, they'll all look kind of consistent as well. All right. So if that's not gonna work, I'm just gonna go ahead and just work with what I've got. So let's see. Let's just find something cool. If I don't have a pattern, it's fine. I'll live. It's saving. Oh, it's downloaded. Oh, good. Ah, that actually looks really good. That actually looks really good. So what I'll do is change the color, obviously, so it doesn't look so horrible. That looks kind of cool. And then not sure where that blue stripe. Ah, there it is. Okay, I can turn that off, can I? Okay. Yeah, that's kind of nice. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, me too. I hope it turns out good too, because I got a lot of plans, I guess I can say, with this one. That's kind of cool. I can actually make it metallic too, which is kind of pretty sweet. That might go well with the yellow that I have for the glasses. It might be a bit too over the top, but yeah, just thought I'd check it out. All right, cool. All right, sweet. So the mask and stuff is done. I'm not going to change the glasses because I'm happy with the glasses that I have in Blender. So it's going to go to export textures now and include the mask and the filters and the hair ties. So export those. Good morning. Welcome. Um, and let's check it out. Let's jump back into Blender and see how it all comes together. So I'm gonna grab the mask first and see how we can make this work. All right. So let's just go ahead and play with this. I'm just gonna add a principled shader for now, just cause, and then grab the textures. And for the mask, it's the base color, emission, metallic normal roughness. All right, and then we're just gonna pump that into my custom shader. So my custom shader basically has settings in it that basically make it work with this setup. So let's go ahead and grab that. Okay, looks pretty cool. All right, let's just play with the lighting a little bit. I'm actually tempted to make that, if I can make that emissive, just that part emissive, that would look pretty cool otherwise. But if I just play with the lighting a little bit just for today, let's just see what we've got here. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I like that. So what I'm going to do here, in this part here of the mouth, I'm actually going to turn that into an emissive shader. Emissive there, so it can actually be like perfectly, like just a flat color. That would look pretty cool. Let's grab the grab these parts now. Oops. Add the filters. So 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3. Where's the I guess it doesn't have any. Oh, there they are. Normal. That's what I want. Grab it there. Okay, so it's popped up there, but it didn't pop up. Oh, I see, because it's separate materials. Okay. Okay. So it looks okay. I mean, that's a problem with the shader. It looked like when you have realistic shaders on a cartoon setup, is that it starts to feel really yeah, weird. So what we're gonna do is just swap out the shader for my custom shader. So grab that and then pop that in there. Pump this in there, this in there, and this in there. And now things start to feel a little bit different. But the problem is that the normal map isn't quite working there. I'm actually curious as to why that's the case. So I might just see. I can't remember if I put a custom thing inside the normal map. I don't think I did to make this work. Okay, yep, that's fine. So you can see just how it's built. It's pretty. It's not too crazy, but it's crazy enough. So basically, I built these custom sort of mixing nodes to make it work as a toon shader. So you split the RGB, you play with the values, you play with the ramp, and then you sort of work out where everything goes after that. It's a bit of a mess. You can't really avoid it though when you have all these inputs and outputs. But yeah, that's how it works. Now for this part here, you can see that we're missing the detail on the setup there. So partly we need to change the colors. So I'm going to copy the colors here for the shadows. Oops. And this is the only other part that's not great about a custom shader like this, is that you have to make sure the settings are all the same, because it's just cheating the shadows. Ah, thanks for the compliment on Twitch. Yorkshire, thank you. Let's bring up that looks better. Bring up the opacity now. Now it looks a lot better. The only thing is I forgot to default the bloody setup there. Rim light. So I also have rim light. This is the one thing I was missing from my setup in the paranormal, was the rim light function. I really like the rim light that I have, so adding a little bit of rim light goes a long way to giving that sort of weird cartoony feel, like that. Let's shade flat. That looks a bit better. Otherwise, we can just add a bit more geometry. This is just help flatten out the normals a little bit. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. All right, cool. So that's looking pretty sweet. So what I would like to do now, oh wait, one last thing, it's just the hair ties. I'm going to go ahead and change this out. Hair ties, normal. They should be just fine the way they are there. Yeah. So it's going to grab base color, roughness, normal, and boom. They should be coming up there. Now, you can see here the normals are looking really strong there. So I'm going to just bring that down a little bit and play with the shadow, the specular opacity as well. That looks a bit better. Could you do a setup, another group node with 3 colors you need plugged into your custom shader when you change it? I could, but not really. You can do that just with this. But you could also, yeah, that's how it. You do also have a group node with 3 colors you need plugged into your custom shader. You could, I guess, but yeah, I'd rather have the ability to customize it myself. All right, cool. So that's working. I think that's looking pretty cool. Last thing I'm gonna do is just go back to substance, and in that mouth area, in the mask, where this is, and this one, I'm gonna turn on emission and make it match this color, and have this one match. Whoops. Make this work with white as well. So where is it? Emissive. Why does this one not work? Let's hold on. Just give me a second. Color, emissive. Those two. That's what I want. And then finally, for the you need that there as well on the black. So I need to do that too. So now that looks a lot. That will look a lot more precise. And I can also bring up the texture set settings and just make that a little bit sharper too on the mask. So it'll be a 4K mask in this case. So that lines will be nice and clean. One last thing then, you can see here that now we have that little error there. It's just paint in or paint out that black. Like that. There we go. Sweet. I'd like to do a Substance Painter tutorial, but I'm not sure what the demand is for it. Yeah, I'd love to. All right, cool. So I'm just gonna re-export out that, and it will also include just the mask in this case, and it will include the emissive. So it should be there. Yeah, it's got there. Sweet. So for this to work, what I'll do is go to Substance and basically create an emissive, and then create the texture, as in relink the texture. And it should be here, emissive. So you can see here in the preview, it's just the mouth. And then we're going to mix that Oh, that should have been a that should have been a black. It should have been an alpha channeled one actually, but we'll do it anyway. And then I'm on the wrong bloody shader. Shit. Sorry. Oh gosh. All right, copy that. Cut that. Paste it in here. My bad. Let's do a new one. Emissive. Choose the shader or the texture. And then mix shader. Now that looks, yeah, now that looks better. So you can see now it's actually looking like no matter what the lighting will be like, no matter the lighting, it won't have any shadows. See that? So that's what I want. The only problem with my shader as well is that it only really works with one light source or one or two light sources. How many hours do you do 3D a day? How many times a week? I do it every day except for weekends if I can. And then as for that amount of hours, it really depends on my balancing of light baby life and all that sort of stuff. But I try to get it's probably going to be like 8 hours at least a day on 3D and just making stuff. Yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, I can do like a beginner's video on texturing. That's for sure. All right. Oh yeah, last thing I need to do is a bra. Forgot about the bra. Um, let's add another printable material just so I can automatically link it all up. Let's see. Did I do that? I didn't export it, did I? Okay, let's just do that now. Export out textures. So I need to have the bra. Export. Sweet. There we go. Back in here. And I think I just need the base color normal and the roughness. That should do the trick. Hook those in properly. I think that looks pretty cool. I might just make it a little bit more subtle though. Yeah, it looks a lot better. When you bring down the normals, it looks a lot more like painterly sort of style. So that looks pretty cool. Well, 8 hours because I work. That's how I make money. So I have to do it 8 hours a day. You know, this isn't a hobby for me. It's what I get paid to do. You know, so yeah, it's just a given, really. All right, how cool is this? So the last thing I need to do that I the bloody genius in me didn't do this earlier was I need to convert these to a mesh, but I need to do it with geometry nodes, and I need to do it with a custom node group. But I forgot to save it when I was doing my previous character. So I need to follow a tutorial of my own as well. Not my own tutorial, but someone else's tutorial and remember how to do it. But let's have a look and see how this is rigging. How this is sorry, rendering. And you can see this is how it renders at the moment. So it's looking really cool. I think that character's pretty much close to done. The only thing left to do is just clean up these areas here where it's connecting with some hair ties and then down here as well. But I am really, really happy with that. What do you guys think so far? Put some reacts if you think it looks awesome. If you don't think it looks awesome, you can also put some reacts as well. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I think it's coming up pretty cool. All right. Now, last thing we need to do is. Oh, thanks. They're actually scanned. I actually photo scanned the shoes. My wife has these boots that she has, and I decided to scan them and save myself the effort of having to model something from scratch. Come up really good. Really happy with that. How would I get a toon shader to work with blocks? Same with as any other toon shader. Just apply the toon shader. It depends on how what do you want to get from the blocks that makes it different. All right, cool. So next on the list is to convert these hairs into mesh objects. So right now, if I convert it to, if I do it now, it's just going to turn into hair, just edges. So what I need to do is like edit the geometry nodes group to have these new new hair profiles. So I'm going to go into geometry nodes and go to the shader editor. Let's go to the geometry node editor, and I'm going to go to curve to mesh. And you can see it's not doing much right now. And then I'm just going to go ahead and add a curve. I think I have one there already. Do. Yep. So I'm just going to go and add an edit to that. Profile curve. So I'm going to add a geometry or object info. Grab that curve. Hook it into there. Ooh, that's pretty cool. And then I'll have to add a way to edit the curvature of the actual hair, because they're all going in the same direction. So you can see it's not working great on the back. So once I do that, I can edit that. So firstly, let's just go ahead and edit that curve. Oh, oh, classic. Yeah, Mac and Blender don't work too great sometimes, especially when you have the shader turned on. All right, bring that back. Luckily, I didn't do too much different, too many different things. So I'm just going to grab the curve again. All right. Why is that invisible? Oh, because the normals are backwards. Okay. So yeah. Ah, on, let me select it. All right, cool. So that's fine. It's not a big deal. You can see that the hair are all in the wrong direction anyway. So what I'm going to do is save that. I might just grab the hair. Ah, doesn't like me editing that curve. All right, I'm going to edit that curve before I do the hair. So let's do that first. Delete that. And then edit the curve now. What's this curve do? Nothing. All right. Whoa, okay. There is something weird going on with Blender and the curve objects. Okay, I might just have to make a brand new one. Let's make a new curve object and edit that one. Okay, that's so strange. Okay, so let's just delete those completely. Save. And then edit a brand new curve. Okay, there we go. Okay, it really doesn't like it. Holy crap. Why does it run like shit? Okay, I think it's because of the actual. That is so. I haven't had this happen before, so I have a feeling it could be the combination of all the hair nodes. So if I grab the hair nodes here, let's hide them away. Let's put them into a new material, a new collection. Oof. Let's hide away the geometry, the stroke. So let's hide away the toon lines. Oh, I think I know what's going on now. What's going on here? Okay. Can I select the toon lines? All right. Make a new collection. Just grab that and move it into there. Hide that. Hide that. And now that's starting to run a bit better now. So that's good. For all its merits, the geometry nodes can be a bit buggy sometimes. All right. Cool. So the other reason for that screwing up is that if I yeah, oh, that's still running like shit. Still doing some weird stuff there. The other reason why this is happening is because I think what it's trying to do is figure out some stuff, I think. All right, cool. All right, cool. So let's try this out and see how this is going to work. She in the club, I know, right? Um, so now what we can do is grab that hair again. Okay, curve to mesh, that's going to work. Let's change this out. And now that's looking a little bit better. Okay, cool. So why is it inverted? All right, it's interesting. So what we need to do is also check the normals of the mesh. So this one here, let's just go check this one out. And you see that they're all in. It looks like they might be in all different directions. So let's just try and align the normals. There we go. Let's just try that out. If that doesn't work, that's fine. Let's just try and scale that up a little bit. I'm just trying to get these shapes to work better, but it doesn't seem to like it. Because the only way I can convert to a mesh otherwise. But if I grab these now and just play with the settings here, I should be able to change the radius and make it a little bit thicker. But yeah, that's all right. I'll probably redo the hair at some stage. But for now, I think this will be fine. So if we just go ahead and test it out, you can see that we also lose the detail there. So what I might do, just cause instead of doing that join geometry stuff, I might just see what happens if I convert it to actual hair particles. So I like the way it looks, but and I also can't be bothered rigging it from scratch. So I'll see what happens if I attach it to the actual mesh and see what happens. So I like the way it looks right now. So what I'm gonna do is select all of the hair curves, except maybe the ponytails. Let's just skip those for now. Save as, make a new version. And what we're going to do is convert. We can convert them to actual hair particles. So it's probably in edit mode that I do that. Yeah, that's not it. Grab that and that. Where is it? It's like an option up here somewhere. Particle system. There we go. That should have worked. Object convert. This is the one thing that shits me about the geometry node system of doing hair. It's just an extra step of crap. But when it works really well, which is really painful. What I might do is actually open up another instance of Blender and make sure that I didn't like delete the group node. Let's have a look. So I made a video. I made a file what 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, with really cool hair. So let's have a look. I'm making sure. Oh, fuck. I'm making sure that hopefully. Oh, okay, doesn't like that. Where the hell did the window go? Sorry, it just shit itself again. It's just not playing nice today. All right, let's do another window. All right, so that girl that I did in my previous tutorial, I did some custom hair node stuff, but I'm not sure if it saved it properly. Because I accidentally saved it over it once I applied the mesh, which is really painful. But let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. It's either gonna be 12 or 11, but I'm hoping it's 11. If there's no hair on it, that means it's not ready to roll. No, no hair there. Okay, number 12 then. This is why you back up your stuff, by the way, and do proper version control. All right, so this character here, all the hair's been converted, unfortunately, so there's no detail there. But I'm hoping that let's just have a see curve. Ah, they are there. Okay, there is data there. Can I find it though? Oh no, they've been converted. Shit. All right. So basically, what I need to do is try and find out if I had accidentally deleted all the nodes that I created. So because if I can reuse them, then even better. So I'm gonna add a hair node and hope for the best. Let's just grab this. Because if there's a hair node there, then I can actually copy it. So okay, surface to form. I'm hoping to get some rigging done today. Yeah, for sure. So within the next half an hour, hopefully I can get some like a blocking done with the rigging. But if not, I'll have to do it off screen. Um, let's see. Geometry node editor. So what I want to do is add a new modifier, and I'm hoping that there was a changed version of my hair. Restore curve semi-legs, curve tip, curve centered. So let's just try and add it from the library and see if it saved it. I doubt it though. Asset library. So I'm gonna add a new. I'll do one more curve. Mesh, 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 mesh. Yeah, we'll see how we go. If I can't get the header done now, I'm gonna move over to rigging because I can do the hair later. And sometimes you just need with the hair, you just need to have a moment to concentrate. Yeah, interpolate hair curves. Yeah, it doesn't have all the settings I had before. I was hoping that it would have something saved somewhere, but if I go to my node editor now, and set hair curve profile, I was hoping that there might be one just lying around here that I may have missed. Yeah, I'll have to customize it myself again later. All right, I'm not going to worry about it right now. So I'm just going to go back to my character and hide away the hair for the time being and just get the rest done. All right, cool. So with that in mind, let's just go ahead and move on. Because what I'm going to do is start to work on the rig. And I'm just going to do a basic deform rig right now. I'm not going to worry about anything else. Yeah, it can be quite buggy sometimes. So what I'm going to do is just grab a joint and start doing this whole thing. All right. In front, wire, and ready to roll. So I'm going to have my node, starting with this guy. I'm going to rotate that this way. Make sure that I have axes turned on in the settings so I can see what I'm doing. Good. Nope. It's going to rotate that from its origins. All right. Minus. So Z is up. When I try to rig characters with automatic weights, they aren't parented to the model. They are technically, but yeah. Oh, it is. Is it playing? Oh yeah, shit. There you go. Didn't even realize. That's all right. Okay, cool. Duplicate that. Let's bring up that over here to the middle. This will represent our center of gravity. So I'm going to go ahead and just double check something. Let's rotate those actually. looks better. Actually, I'm not sure which way is. Sorry, just gonna double check something. Yeah, that should be right. So double check something in the object mode as well. It's minus. Okay, interesting. All right, so you gotta turn those around again. Sorry. All right. As in, I move the model and as in move the model, the bones to move with it. That's weird. We're not gonna go that far today. It's too. It'll take too long. But what I'm planning on doing is something a little bit different with this one. What I'm planning on doing, at least for this sort of animation test, is to basically use Casador. So what I'm gonna do is build a base. I'm gonna build a base rig, and export that out with this. And I'm gonna try and see how good the that Casador is, because I really want to try it out with something. I got an idea that I wanted to, so I want to see if it's any good. All right, cool. So bring the spine up like that, neck, head. Will you put in your own IK in it? Yeah, I will eventually, but not today. I don't have time for it today. So I'm gonna subdivide that. I might subdivide it. These ones a bit more. Let's scale according to active element. Like that. And like that. And I might subdivide those a little bit more. We'll see how that actually looks in deformation. I'm not sure if that's going to look really good, but we'll give it a go. Actually, I'll probably have to split that. I'll actually I'll actually make these a little bit larger and go with 3D cursor and scale. Oops, not include that. Scale it down like that. That's what I want, and that will feel better, I think. Yeah, something like that will look all right. Cool. Cool. I think that'll be fine. I'm gonna add some legs now. Oops. What? Something like that. Something like that. That and that. And then, hello, hello. Should the models have all pieces joined together when you rig? Can you get away with it? Yeah, you can have them separate pieces. At least in Blender you can. No problem. No problem at all. All right, I think I have to pop off just because I can hear my little ones trying to wake up. So I'm going to leave it at that for now. I find environments to be harder personally because they require a lot of design. Actually, the proportions are actually pretty all right. When you look at it when it's deforming, you'll see they'll look all right. Anyway, I gotta go. Unfortunately, but it's been fun. Been fun experimenting and trying new things. But hopefully, you'll see in a few days this video up and running on YouTube with some cool animations. So, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Sorry, it's been only what, an hour and a half, but it's been good. All right, I'll let you guys go. Thank you again, and I'll catch you guys later. Cheers.